Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Getting warm out there. Temperatures near 90 today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Melissa Raymond. It's going to be hot and muggy, so make sure you're prepared. Let's get right to meteorologist Danielle Dozier in Severe Weather Center 11.
Hey guys, at this noon hour, we're looking outside and we've got a mix of sun and clouds. The trees, they are blowing. We've got a bit of a breeze with us, but check out these numbers. We are already at 84 degrees here at the noon hour in the city. It's 82 in Beaver, already at 83 in Washington, and yes, it is humid. Our dew points are in the low to middle 60s. This is a product of moisture in the air, and the higher the number, the more humid it will feel to you outside. So as you approach 70, that's when it really starts to feel tropical. So humid and very warm with a temperature forecast right around 87 degrees. If your pool is in working order, go out and enjoy it. You'll need the sunscreen and your sunglasses today. I am tracking a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm for today. I'll let you know who has the best shot at seeing one. Plus, I am also tracking a risk for some severe weather tomorrow. The latest timeline on that coming up.
Now to today's big story, a family tragedy in Washington County. Investigators say they found a man, his girlfriend, and her mother dead inside this home in McDonald. Channel 11's Mike Holden worked through the morning to learn more about what happened right there on Valley.
Neighbors say this double murder-suicide has rocked their tight-knit community. Those that knew the victims personally say this is shocking, and they're just left wondering why.
Oh, this was awful. Awful.
People who live in this typically quiet McDonald, Washington County neighborhood are devastated over the events that unfolded inside of this home. State police and emergency responders moved in and shut down Valley Street for 8 hours Monday evening.
I've never witnessed anything like that. Never have I ever.
The Washington County Coroner's Office confirms 3 people were found shot to death inside of this property. State police say it all started as some sort of domestic dispute and ended in a double murder-suicide. State police confirmed the victims are James Garove, his girlfriend, Christina Carr, and Carr's mother, Susan Fainart. Police did not reveal who shot who. Carol Gates, who lives right next door, says processing this entire event has been surreal.
My husband talked to him yesterday about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And he come in and said, you know, he's a nice guy.
For now, she's sending her thoughts and prayers and remembering the better times.
And like I said, the neighbors, they're so quiet to do anything for you. And then to have something like that happen, she was so nice. Really a nice girl.
And we will continue to check in with state police for the latest in this investigation. Look for that on air, online, and on the WPXI News app. Reporting in McDonald, Washington County, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Right now, Pittsburgh police are asking for help in finding twin 12-year-olds. Drema and Draymare Matthews disappeared on Friday. They were last seen in the West End. If you have any information on where they could be, you're asked to call police immediately. Still no sign of this man, Nathan Lauer. He was camping in Gilpin Township, Armstrong County, when he went swimming Saturday morning. No one has seen him since. 2 dive teams searched the river again last night. A helicopter was also used in the search for Lauer, and a canine officer helped comb the area, but they've turned up nothing so far.
This noon, we have new information on a teenager shot and killed in Penn Hills. Investigators found the body of the 17-year-old Jason Jackson on Gibson Street last night. Someone heard the shots and then called 911. We spoke with a neighbor who fears for her family's safety.
It's a little scary because, I have a 7-year-old in the house and, you know, everything that's going around the world, it's frightening to her and to me as well.
Police say a camera in the area recorded 10 to 15 gunshots. No arrest has been made, and we're working to get more on this story right now, and we'll bring you any new information tonight starting on Channel 11 News at 5.
Today marks 1 year since the murder of George Floyd, and memorials are planned around the country. President Biden is set to meet with members of Floyd's family later today. His death is still fueling urgent calls for police reform. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more from Minneapolis.
There are remembrances planned here at George Floyd Square throughout the day, and Minnesota's governor is calling for a period of silence, 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Of course, that's the amount of time that former officer Derek Chauvin knelt on George Floyd's neck. Now, members of the Floyd family are heading to Washington today and are expected to meet with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi as well as President Biden. Some members of the Floyd family tell me that they are disappointed that Congress could not pass a federal police reform bill before President Biden's self-imposed deadline, which was supposed to be today. Now, one of the key sticking points appears to be potentially ending qualified immunity, making it easier for people to sue police officers. Many Republicans don't want that added to the bill. Still, many activists say they are willing to hold out to keep it in. As for Minneapolis, this is a changed city, even from a few weeks ago, before the guilty verdict. The barbed wire and the National Guard troops are gone, but there are still people here that desperately want to see changes to policing around this country. Now, Derek Chauvin's sentencing is scheduled for later next month, and the trial for the 3 other officers involved in this case has been moved until next year. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Minneapolis.
A man accused of setting a Pittsburgh police cruiser on fire during a Black Lives Matter protest downtown last summer has pleaded guilty. Prosecutors say Christopher West and another protester damaged and then set fire to a police car parked near PPG Paints Arena. Police still are working to identify the other person involved.
Nearly 2 years after a man was hit and killed while riding his bike, police have filed charges in the case. The man's family is grateful Ligonier Valley Police never gave up.
I have people come up to me that I don't even know that knew him, and it just brings tears to my eyes.
Jason Zollinger was riding his bike on Route 30 when police say a car driven by Adam Ulrich hit him. The Westmoreland County DA recently charged Ulrich with DUI. Zollinger's father says he still hasn't healed from the loss, but is focused on what's to come.
It can do some good, get some good out of something bad.
He's setting up a scholarship fund at Jason's alma mater at St. Vincent's College, a fundraiser in the works for this fall.
A mother is suing the Greater Latrobe School District. She says the district failed to protect her son during a hazing scandal. The lawsuit says that police and school leaders questioned the 8th grade wrestler about hazing and misconduct. His mother says others retaliated against him and his teammates when the investigation became public. 2 junior high coaches face charges. Police say they witnessed the hazing but did not stop it. Carrie Leidick goes to trial in August. David Galando was given probation.
COVID cases are dropping dramatically across southwestern Pennsylvania. In Allegheny County, new cases are down 65% compared to the start of the month. Holidays have typically been a concern, but health experts say they're not too worried about Memorial Day weekend.
This is the first weekend where I absolutely have no concern. Summer months start, the numbers do go down, but by far, majority of the cases are probably because of the vaccinations.
Counties throughout the region, including Beaver, Washington, and Westmoreland, are also seeing cases drop by half.
Pfizer has given its first COVID booster shots to people over 65 years old. The company is studying whether a 3rd dose of the vaccine is safe to give along with its pneumonia vaccine. The CDC says COVID shots and other vaccines can be given at the same time. The state health department says more than 52% of Pennsylvanians age 18 and up are fully vaccinated. And as our Jacqueline Fell explains, there's also a big development about vaccinating teens.
Vaccine maker Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine is 100% effective for 12 to 17-year-olds. The company says it plans to ask the Food and Drug Administration to expand its emergency use for teens early next month. If approved, it would likely dramatically expand the number of shots available to middle and high school students ahead of the next school year. Moderna's shots are already authorized for adults 18 and older. However, only Pfizer's COVID vaccine is approved in younger age groups right now. Moderna says no significant safety concerns were found, and side effects were pretty consistent with those seen in earlier trials of adults. It's expected to take federal regulators about a month to grant Moderna's request for use in teens. Vaccinating children is seen as crucial to ending this pandemic. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
Pennsylvania plans to resume work search requirements in July for hundreds of thousands of people receiving unemployment benefits. Starting July 18th, people applying for benefits must show that they've looked for a job in the week prior to filing the claim. This includes attending a job fair, searching for a job on PA CareerLink, or going through an employment agency. GOP state lawmakers pushed the governor to reinstate the requirement to help businesses that are struggling to find workers right now. They say the extended benefits are keeping people at home instead of looking for work.
If you fly out of Arnold Palmer Regional Airport, you'll have more to do while you wait for your flight. This morning, the airport unveiled new artwork and installations to welcome passengers. Those exhibits showcase Westmoreland County and the Laurel Highlands.
First and foremost for locals, when you're flying out of Arnold Palmer Regional Airport, we want you to have a sense of pride and a true sense of place. All of the installations are things that you see every day.
Airline officials also say the number of people using the airport are nearing pre-pandemic levels, and it's a busy week at the airport. The Westmoreland County Air Show takes flight this weekend.
We're dry right now, but coming up, I'm going to be tracking a risk for strong to severe thunderstorms on Wednesday. I'll have the latest hourly timing coming up.
And it's not fair that our kids are in jeopardy of not having a season.
A season stalled after a field house flooded. Why time is running out to get kids' football team back on the field.
And a big bear taking a stroll in a local community. The unusual warning that police are giving to people living there.
Glass fragments all over it. It was stuck to the side, the wheel wells, the glass, cracks in the glass.
She's talking about the moment she heard and felt a car explosion. What had happened? The building she was in shook. Once firefighters put out the flames, they found a body inside. Sharon King was at the end of her shift at Sensi's Friday night when the car exploded in the parking lot. A customer shared this video with us showing Sharon's boyfriend running to move her car after the explosion. Cranberry Township Police tell us the victim was a Butler County man, and they believe he was in the driver's seat.
Pretty unexpected. It was like, I mean, to see the flames and the black smoke and everybody just congregated outside just to see. But it was scary.
The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office did an autopsy over the weekend. Police believe they know who the man is and have notified his family. They're holding off on releasing his name.
Please do not attempt to take a selfie with the bear to make a TikTok video. Kind of feel awkward saying that. You would think a warning like that would not be needed, but that is an actual quote from the Harmer Township Police Department's Facebook page. Officers told Channel 11's Michelle Newell why they put the warning out there.
The bear was spotted in this man's backyard, and that's not all. Someone else spotted the bear just standing right in the middle of the street. Now police are sending out a warning. Bears are roaming around people's houses and yards a lot recently. This bear was spotted in Moon Township, and here's another one walking around in Robinson Township. They've even made their way to the city. Take a look at this bear casually walking around in Mount Washington. Over the weekend, there were multiple sightings of a bear in Harmer Township.
I went out the back door, and the next thing you know, I spot the bear walking across the back end of my property.
We were just driving, got to the end of my road. The bear ended up walking across the road, looked right at us. It just was not afraid of cars.
Even though neighbors saw the bear, snapping a picture of it was the last thing on their minds.
Kind of pulled off to the side and honked on my horn and flashed my headlights, hoping people would see him and slow down. He was curious, you know, running back and forth, jumping around. It almost looked like he was playful.
He saw me, but he looked at me as if to say, who the heck are you? You know, I didn't want to go back the end of my property with a bear laying down there.
Daniel Liberati called police only to learn he wasn't the only one who saw the bear. Police alerted the Game Commission. They won't set a trap unless the bear is aggressive. That hasn't been the case in this situation, but police want residents to put their garbage cans inside their homes and keep an eye on their pets. Police say if you happen to spot a bear in your area, you want to make sure to have a safe distance from the bear. And definitely don't try to take a selfie with the bear. Police say a group of teenagers were actually considering doing that. That prompted police to include this in their alert, saying, please do not attempt to take a selfie with the bear to make a TikTok video.
You don't bother them, they're not going to bother you.
Michelle Newell, Channel 11 News.
All right. Organizers of a kids football program say work on a pipe at their field house destroyed thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and they claim it was at the hands of the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority. The Hazelwood Cobras used the Spray Park building on Mansion Street to store their equipment. The city owns the property. Earlier this year, PWSA crews were there doing work, and after that, Coach James Dole says the room flooded, ruining about $8,000 worth of their equipment.
I tried to scrub it and everything. It still smelled of mildew, so I had to throw it away. I put a claim in with PWSA, and they sent me a letter back saying that they're not liable.
Cole says if the gear isn't replaced by late June, youth football for nearly 120 kids will likely be canceled. Channel 11 reached out to the PWSA. They told us crews were in the building replacing a water meter, and they're now working with the team to resolve the issue.
An unbelievable sight in Missouri. Look at this. After a car crashes through the roof of a house. Police say the driver lost control of the car. It then rolled down a hill, flipped over a fence, and went airborne and right through the roof into a bedroom where the homeowners were in bed. A big mess, but the homeowners fortunately were not hurt, and the driver and passenger were able to walk away without a scratch. PennDOT is extending the hours for driver licensing and photo services at some of its centers, including centers in Bell Vernon and Clarion, as well as Uniontown and Huntington. The changes go into effect June 1st and are in response to the recent guidance from the State Health Department and the CDC.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Good afternoon. Checking out our visible satellite, you see some white speckles that are starting to develop and move across the area on the latest frame there. This is the cumulus clouds that we are dealing with this afternoon. We've had some high-level clouds passing through as well. These are coming in from the west and southwest, and we're going to have sunshine. We're going to have clouds today, and of course, it's already warm out there. Check out our 24-hour temperature change. We're running 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday in the city and 18 15 degrees warmer out in Indiana. Our winds are breezy. We've got winds between 5 and 15 miles per hour. I'm expecting that these winds will stay breezy this afternoon with occasional gusts to 20 miles per hour. Here's a look at what is causing the heat. We've got the jet stream that has moved back to the east and basically right over top of our area. So that's driving in a southerly wind, which allows the temperatures to climb throughout the day. So we will continue to see highs in the upper 80s, close to 90 degrees, and the breezes continuing. Other than the sun and clouds, we're going to have a chance for a pop-up shower or a thunder shower for today. I'll show you that in just a second. Wanted to let you know that most locations stay dry, and tonight is dry, partly cloudy. It'll be mild, though, into your Wednesday morning, looking at a low only down to 67 degrees, and the winds will be light overnight out of the south-southwest at 3 to 6 miles per hour. I am tracking a risk for some strong to severe thunderstorms on Wednesday, and our risks will be damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, possibly some hail as well, and then locally heavier downpours, where right now some of the late data is showing anywhere from about a quarter to a half an inch pretty quickly out of some of those downpours. Here's the latest on our storm tracker maps for today. 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we could start to see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. I mentioned most locations stay dry. The more favorable area of this happening as far as a development of a shower would be north and east of the city of Pittsburgh. Some of the data has been honing in on this area here up along I-80 in Indiana County and Armstrong County, possibly out toward the ridges of Westmoreland County as well. So we'll keep our eye on that today. Heavy downpours, lightning threats there, gusty winds out of that if anything develops. Now, overnight tonight, we will be partly cloudy and dry, and into our Wednesday morning, we're dry as well. But what we're tracking on Wednesday is a weather disturbance at upper levels of the atmosphere, and as this moves in and a cold front comes in and approaches the area from the northwest, we will continue to see some showers and some thunderstorms pressing in from that direction. Now, it's not to say we can't have an isolated shower or storm pop up over our area before 3 o'clock. But right now, the data's been honing in on any time after 3 p.m. We begin to see this broken line of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. And it's into the late afternoon and early evening hours where we have to stay weather aware here in Pittsburgh for that risk for severe weather that I was just talking about. And so these are going to clear down to the south as we head into the evening hours, and we'll be wrapping things up by then, giving way to a beautiful Thursday. 84, though, on Wednesday and humid. Thursday is 78. Rain for your Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to pinpoint why we are flipping the script on the weather pattern here as we head into the weekend. I'll have more on that, and meteorologist Scott Harbaugh will also take a look at something he's put together for us coming up in the next half hour.
Honestly, and big summer events will be a lot closer to normal this year with bigger crowds and fewer restrictions. But will the weather cooperate? We take a closer look into your summer forecast.
First, if you've ordered anything online lately, you've likely noticed delivery delays. How long those delays could last, coming up next. Passengers kicked off flights for refusing to wear face masks. Now the FAA says it's cracking down on unruly passengers, adopting a zero-tolerance policy. Anyone not cooperating could face serious consequences, including fines up to $35,000, criminal charges, and lifetime bans on certain airlines. In a typical year, the FAA says they see between 100 and 150 passenger complaints, but this year that number is up to 1,300, and that's with fewer people flying.
And if you've noticed a delay in shipping, you're not alone. Increased demand and a shortage of supplies are having a major impact. And there's another thing at play here.
Right now, the U.S. could probably use another 250,000 truck drivers. I mean, there's that much of a shortage.
That labor shortage in the trucking industry is playing a major role. From restaurants to retailers, everyone is impacted. And transportation experts say they don't see an end in sight anytime soon.
The feeling of coming out of COVID, people getting back to normal, wanting to get out, there's a lot of pent-up money to be spent. And we are certainly seeing that and hearing that from our customers.
That leads to higher prices, and experts expect we'll be seeing this problem well into 2022. Experts say you should order early and expect delays when it comes to having anything shipped. Even Amazon's 1- and 2-day Prime deliveries are taking longer.
Nearly 200,000 people have signed petitions urging Facebook to scrap plans for a version of Instagram for kids. Many claim it would be unsuitable for children under 13. A Facebook spokesperson says the company has just started exploring a kid's version of Instagram and agree any product that's developed must make privacy and safety a priority, and the final app will be free of ads.
Well, it's going to be a very warm afternoon for us if you're heading out for a bike ride. Coming up, I'm going to let you know how long this muggy air will be around our forecast.
I say that every email you get is a lie until you can prove otherwise.
Your retirement nest egg could be in danger. How you could protect your savings from hackers. Temperatures nearing 90 today, and the humidity is sticking around. Let's head back to meteorologist Danielle Dozier in Severe Weather Center 11. Danielle, I'd take a garden hose to cool down at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be toasty out there this afternoon. If you think 84 is bad, wait until we get close to 90 in some spots this afternoon, as Alyssa said. Yeah, any way you can cool off today, certainly you're going to need it because it's 84 already in the city. It's 83 in Washington and 81 degrees in Greensburg. We do have a bit of a breeze that will help cool us off a little bit. We've got 10 to 15 mile per hour winds out there right now that will continue this afternoon with occasional gusts to 20 miles per hour. However, it is still going to be rather humid, sticky feeling out there today and also tomorrow, which will help fuel that risk for some thunderstorms. Both days, I think today's coverage is very minimal, if anything develops, and then Wednesday's that risk for severe weather. But Thursday and Friday, just more importantly, honing in on the humidity here. We have some drier air coming in for the end of the week, so that'll usher in more comfortable feel for us. However, by Friday, we're talking some widespread rain. I'm going to let you know what's causing a soggy forecast to develop into Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. Charlie the Tuna is saying goodbye to Pittsburgh and moving closer to the sea. StarKist is closing its headquarters on the North Shore, relocating to Virginia next year. The company says it will maintain a presence in Pittsburgh after the move. For the first time in 30 years, Mayor Bill Peduto is looking for a job. He told Channel 11's Rick Earl he needs to get away from Pittsburgh for a couple of years, but says one day he will return to the city he loves.
I'm just a kid from Chartiers Valley who had this crazy dream that he wanted to be the mayor of Pittsburgh.
Mayor Bill Peduto today reflecting on his 8 years in office and likely turning it over in January to his former ally and state representative Ed Gainey, who defeated him in the Democratic primary.
And my role is to make it so that Ed Gainey succeeds in his administration. So whatever his new team will need, they will have.
Like many political observers, Peduto says he was surprised by the primary results.
One of the larger turnouts for a primary in the modern era, fueled by progressives and younger voters.
When he leaves office, Peduto says he will likely take a year off and travel to South America and Antarctica. He hopes to eventually work for a nonprofit environmental organization. But he's leaving his options open.
Would you ever entertain a job in the Biden administration?
I certainly would.
Peduto already spoke with President Biden.
I said, hey, while I got you on the phone, do you know anyone who's hiring? And he said, yes. He laughed and said, yes, of course.
But as for political office, Peduto, who served as a city councilman before becoming mayor, says he's done.
I have no desire to run for any elective office ever again.
This is it?
Yeah, no, I've dedicated 30 years of my life to the city of Pittsburgh, and I don't regret 1 minute of it. And I look back at where the city was and where it is today, and it's night and day, and there's no denying it.
That was Rick Earl reporting. Peduto also said he wants to write a book on the urban economy in the 21st century, and he'd like to do some teaching at the college level.
Now to calls for accountability after a Target 11 investigation. State senators are addressing concerns after the contact tracing breach that exposed the personal data of more than 70,000 Pennsylvanians. Insight Global is just beginning to notify people nearly a month after our investigation. If passed, Senate Bill 696 would require anyone involved in a data breach to alert those impacted within 7 days.
These agencies are entrusted to handle our personally identifiable health and financial data, and we want to ensure that the information that they are in charge of is safe.
The bill applies to all state agencies, counties, municipalities, and school districts. The full Senate could vote on the bill as early as June. It would then go to the State House.
Many retirement savings accounts are back to pre-pandemic highs. Balances took a sharp nosedive about a year ago, but according to the latest data from Fidelity Investments, balances have bounced back across the board. The average retirement account balances hit record levels, surpassing even the previous highs reached right before the pandemic. And there is more reason than ever to keep a close eye on your retirement cash. Cyber hacks are on the rise, and the next one could be coming for your retirement. Channel 11 news anchor David Johnson looks into what you can do to protect your financial future.
We're talking about
not only personal information on each of us that may hold a retirement plan, but also actual money.
Protecting your life savings and personal information better. That's the goal of a new report from the Government Accountability Office. Nick Marinos is GAO's Director of IT and Cybersecurity Issues and told us what the report shows.
Many of the same things that we fear, as you mentioned, within our social media accounts, our bank accounts, are the same risks that we see within the retirement plan industry.
Marino says retirement accounts are valued at $6.3 trillion, and the large firms that manage them are big cyber targets. The GAO report says the U.S. Department of Labor should create clearer guidelines about who's most responsible for mitigating cyber threats and how that should happen. While that's being sorted out, consumers, whether you're 34 or 64, can take action right now.
People's life savings can be wiped out in a matter of seconds by clicking the wrong link or providing your passcode to a bad guy.
Robert Siciliano is a cybersecurity trainer who runs ProtectNowLLC.com.
I say that every email you get is a lie until you can prove otherwise.
Siciliano says consumers are often too trusting of what's landing in their inbox. He says never click on a link sent to your email until you can verify where it came from. Next, set up alerts to proactively monitor your account.
So every single time there is some type of a transaction, you get a phone call, an email, or a text message to notify you. That's a push alert.
Use two-factor authentication, not just a single password.
Username, a passcode, and a one-time passcode that you generally get via text message.
And be obsessive with your account security. Update your passwords at least once a year.
Another option is a biometric authentication using your face or fingerprint for an added layer of protection beyond a password. There's a 50-50 chance your kid has been a victim of cyberbullies. The crackdown, some say, should start with social media. Walmart says a bogus email that looks like it's from them went out to customers on Twitter Monday. Dozens of people said that they got emails with a racial slur from a Walmart account. The company says someone created fake shopping accounts on their site using the recipients' email addresses. The Welcome to Walmart email with the slur was then sent to accounts after they were signed up. A spokesperson says they're taking steps to make sure this doesn't happen again, but the company did not say how many people received that email.
New studies show kids are being exposed to more cyberbullying during the pandemic, and now lawmakers are trying to stop it. Studies show nearly half of children from ages 9 to 17 have experienced some form of cyberbullying during the pandemic, and experts are worried about the long-term impact.
The bottom line is that parents need help, and technology companies must be held accountable for the products that they create.
Just last week, Republican and Democratic senators filed a joint bill that would update child privacy laws online. And some social media companies have made changes that include ways to handle cyberbullying, but some worry it's still not enough without Congress mandating these changes.
Coming up, I am tracking a risk for some strong to severe thunderstorms on Wednesday. If you are just now tuning in, I'm going to let you know the latest timeline on these thunderstorms.
Big summer events will be a lot closer to normal this year with bigger crowds and fewer restrictions, but will the weather cooperate? We take a closer look into your summer forecast.
Welcome back. A new study by the CDC supports continued COVID testing in schools. The study found regular testing gave districts a better chance of keeping kids in the classroom and allowed students to continue their activities like sports. The Test to Stay and Test to Play programs were part of Utah's reopening plan. They tested students every 14 days. Just 5% of athletic events were canceled due to COVID cases. And researchers say these programs serve as a great model for other states, too.
A bill that would ban vaccine passports in Pennsylvania is moving forward. It was approved by a state Senate committee yesterday. That bill looks to ban counties, municipalities, and school districts from requiring proof of vaccination. It would prevent people without a COVID shot from being denied services. But that bill does not apply to private businesses or organizations. Currently, vaccine passports only exist in New York. The White House has said they will not issue a federal mandate requiring vaccination credentials. The PGA has apologized to Phil Mickelson after fans rushed onto the 18th hole. Fans ran past the ropes and security right after Mickelson won the PGA Championship Sunday. A PGA official says the organization regretted the scene that made two players and their caddies feel vulnerable.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Well, we start first with a look at our dew point numbers. These are in the low to middle 60s currently, and it's a product of the amount of moisture in the air. And the higher the number, the more moisture we have, the more humid it'll feel to you outside. So with a 68-degree dew point in Indiana, it's certainly feeling very humid there. Anything over 70 is tropical-like, and a low 60s dew point here in Pittsburgh. That's when we begin to see that feeling of the humid air. And that's what we're going to be dealing with for the day today. Now, if you are heading out, aside from the higher humidity, we're going to be dealing with the heat. Temperatures are going to be pushing up to about 87 in the city today. And if you were grilling out, you're just going to be sweating a little bit. But I think most locations will stay dry. We do have a chance for a pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm. I'll show you where I think the more favorable area for that to happen will be coming up. Low temperatures tonight, 68 in Beaver, 67 in Pittsburgh, 68 in Uniontown. So it's going to be a mild and humid start to the day on Wednesday for all of us. Tomorrow afternoon, we're climbing into the lower 80s with about 84 degrees here in the city. We will have a mix of sun and clouds and a bit of a breeze, too. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour sustained, could have some slightly higher gusts. And I'll be tracking that chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms. 82 in Indiana, 82 in Greensburg, and about 80 up in Butler, and this is out ahead of a cold front that will be swinging in. Along with the cold front, we're getting a dip in the jet stream, and so I wanted to show you what's bringing in this nasty weather for tomorrow. We've been dealing with a ridge of high pressure overhead. Well, that's moving out. What happens is the jet stream begins to dip to the south, and that's an area of low pressure. So that's going to be coming across our area as we head into Wednesday. And with that cold front, it's going to team up with the moisture and the heating of the day and lead to this risk of thunderstorms, and some of those could be severe. So some of the weather impacts we're going to be watching for tomorrow is damaging wind gusts. So we're talking 60 miles per hour or greater. There could be some hail as well mixed in, and locally heavier downpour. Some of the data is showing about a quarter to a quick half an inch out of some of the storms. So the more favorable area today for a pop-up shower or storm, I think, would be north and east of the city of Pittsburgh. That's where the data's been honing in on that happening, if anything at all. Just a mostly dry day for many of us. And then overnight tonight, we're partly cloudy and dry. We're going to start the day Wednesday with a mix of sun and clouds, but then eventually we're going to be watching that chance of storms grow into the afternoon. And I mentioned it earlier, if you're just tuning in, there is a possibility that before 3 o'clock we get a pop-up shower or storm, very isolated coverage. But the main batch of storms looks to come in after 3 o'clock for the majority of the area, pushing into our area in Pittsburgh specifically during the late afternoon and evening commute. So if you were planning on leaving in 5, 6, 7 o'clock, or you know that you typically leave work at that time, just stay alert to changing weather conditions, because we will have this nasty line of storms blowing on through. And then that clears out toward late evening, and we're left with drying skies Wednesday night into Thursday. Of course, we always encourage you to send us your weather pictures using the hashtag WPXIStorm, but do it safely. Once we kick this weather out, Thursday looks good, but then Friday into the Memorial Day holiday weekend, we've got another shift in the weather pattern. This area of low pressure is going to be coming into our forecast, and that means that we're going to keep it very wet on Friday and into Saturday, and some cooler air will also be moving in. I want to show it to you here in the 5-day forecast. We have humid and very warm conditions for the next few days, 78 and dry Thursday, but watch what happens here for the weekend. Friday, upper 60s, rain, and then we're looking at scattered showers and 63 on Saturday, and then finally we kick that out of here. And the better day to get outside this weekend is Sunday with that high temperature of 70 degrees and a mostly sunny sky. Well, we know it's the unofficial start to summer here this weekend. We've been dealing with the heat, even though we have a slight cool off coming here into the weekend. But we only know it's going to get hotter as we head into June, July, and August. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh will take a closer look here at his summer forecast.
It's here. Monday is Memorial Day, and that marks the unofficial start of summer. And this summer is so important. People want to get back to those outdoor activities and events. whether it's like the Three Rivers Arts Festival here in downtown Pittsburgh, or maybe the big Butler County Fair. The summer forecast is that much more important this year because you need to know how to plan all your outdoor activities. And I'm not just talking about whether summer is going to be warm. It's always warm around here during the summer. We average a high temperature of about 81 degrees, but this summer, I'm talking really warm. High temperature this summer is going to average in the mid-80s. And you can thank or blame La Nina for the heat. La Ninas happen when stronger than normal trade winds create a cooler than normal pool of water off the coast of South America. Now, that impacts us greater in the winter months when it usually means a spike in rain and snow. That certainly stood up this past winter with nearly 60 inches of snow in December, February, and March, all having above normal precipitation. Now, most of our moderate to strong La Ninas over the past 3 decades have led to temperatures being above normal over the summer months. In 2012, our last summer coming out of a moderate La Nina, 20 days topped 90 degrees, meaning the sweat factor will be high this summer. Well, all that heat is great for being outside this summer, but will it be dry enough to be outside? Well, with the increased heat, I am expecting increased thunderstorm activity this summer, which obviously could lead to some high water issues. Do expect a rapid start to the rain this summer with about 5 inches of rain in the month of June. And then in July, I still think we're going to have nearly 4 inches of rainfall. Should dry out the second half of the summer toward August with a little less than 3 inches of rain for most of the area. Still, plenty of good times to get outside. So look, we're going to have to keep an eye on the streams and creeks heading into the summer. My concern is several rounds of slow-moving thunderstorms, especially in July. In July could be a fairly active severe weather month, too. Strong storms bringing a couple inches of rain in only a few hours will mean flooding concerns. And we know how bad that can be with all of our hills and valleys in western Pennsylvania. Hot summer, drenching thunderstorms, and then a slightly cooler or drier end in August. Go ahead, plan your events, your outdoor barbecues, go to your fairs and festivals. Just drink plenty of water, find shade on the hottest days, and have that umbrella ready just in case. In Pittsburgh, Scott Harbaugh, Channel 11 News.
Hey everybody, have you ever noticed how many things there are coming at you about how to make your skin look better, right? One celebrity says one thing, one magazine says another, one doctor says another. There's so many different technologies, and you start looking at them and you start reading about them and you're going, oh my gosh, I don't have that much time in the day. I can't make all those doctor's appointments. Who can afford all that? And then you look at the celebrities and you're saying, I wish I could use what they're using. Well, guess what? You can. This is SolarWave, and this is one of the newest things that we've discovered for you, and I think it's brilliant. So the creators of SolarWave had really been struggling with their skin for a number of years, and what they found was microcurrent and red light therapy together. Oh my gosh, what a great combination. But they went even better. They combined those into one amazing little wand, and they added massage and they added heat. 4 different technologies in one amazing little wand to make your skin look better. And this is what a lot of the celebrities are using. Lady Gaga loves it, Cindy Crawford loves it, Chili from TLC loves it. So when we're looking at them and going, oh my gosh, I wish I could use what they're using, now you can. And here's one of the best parts. It literally only takes 5 minutes a day, right? No doctor's appointments, no running around, no juggling the schedule, no paying thousands of dollars, no doing 4 different separate things. All 4 things, 5 minutes a day. How amazing is that? It comes with this great conducting serum, so you're ready to go. And I love the fact that it's one of the most affordable, time-saving concepts ever in a comprehensive approach to better looking skin. Right now on localsteals.com, the SolarWave is 25 to 27% off. And I don't know about you, but if I can look better and feel better in 5 minutes a day, I will definitely do it.
Planning a road trip? AAA estimates a 60% increase in travel over last Memorial Day. The busiest travel days will be this Thursday and Friday. According to INRIX, a traffic analytics company, travel times could double in some of the nation's largest cities because so many people are looking finally to getting away as COVID restrictions are loosened.
It is going to get busy. That's it for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Have an incredible day.